How y'all doing, man? Welcome back to another video. And today, I got something for you. So let's jump right into it. You dig?
Why should I believe that Jesus was resurrected?
Because
Okay. Before Cliffe goes off and pretty much explains in depth and demolishes this atheist student's way of thinking, we got to take into account that the Bible isn't the only book or the only source of Jesus. People got to understand that there are other books that don't have nothing to do with the Christianity belief or the Bible that talk about the existence of Jesus. Okay? Because I know a lot of people are like, well, do you get your facts outside of the Bible as well? Even though me myself believe in the Bible wholeheartedly, and I'm supposed to. But yes, I understand that people operate that way. So if you go into that account and you realize, okay, we can read this book from this author, this person that wrote this book from this author, etc., 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 talking about Jesus existing, the miracles that were performed, and the resurrection. What else more do you need, really? At that point, you're asking for video evidence, picture proof, when clearly those things weren't of existence at that time. But let's keep going. I know Cliff's about to get right into it.
The historical evidence is that
Okay,
he really
you tell
died
me
and he really
give me
rose
some
from the
medical
dead.
records and I'll believe it.
Medical records? Shawty, there weren't even actual hospitals in the first century. There really weren't even nurses or doctors in the first century. At all. None of these things that are in modern time were formed at that time. So for her to say she needs medical records to believe in Jesus' resurrection is absurd to me, truly. If you ask me, I just don't understand her thought process. And this is the crazy thing, because she'll go her whole life thinking this unless people like me or Cliff debate her on it and make her think, okay, maybe my reasoning as to why I think this isn't logical. Like, realistically.
Okay, you show me Jesus Christ's medical chart, I'll buy into it. I'll be a Christian today.
Man, they didn't keep medical records in the first century.
Oh, that's so convenient, isn't that?
Okay, that's convenient because the first century didn't have medical documents, hospitals, nurses, doctors, let alone, okay, if we want to talk about medical records, what about medical records for people who were from that time as well, or even just a little bit after that time of Jesus? Do you think they had medical records? But I bet you believe they existed. I bet you believe they existed. So it's like, it doesn't make any sense. How you gonna say you need medical records and then say it's convenient that there are medical records? Like, huh? Shawty, there was no doctors, there was no nurses, there were no hospitals. There were no medical records to report back in the day. These things didn't exist till later on in time. She got to understand that. Like, there's no way she really thinks this way.
That's wonderful.
Rather, it's real convenient for you to say, knowing full well they didn't keep medical records in the first century, it's so convenient for you to say, all right, if you give me the medical records, then I'll believe.
Look at her looking around kind of like, wait, did anybody else hear me say that? But yo, let's keep going. Let Cliff cook.
Talk about convenient. Give me a break. Come on, man. Let's be honest. How convenient of you to say.
I'm not trying to leave.
Unless we have it on Polaroid film. I can't believe it.
Literally.
Knowing full well they didn't have Polaroid film in the first century.
Literally.
How convenient of you to say, well, show me the medical records from NYU Hospital, and then I'll believe Jesus rose from the dead.
Literally.
Knowing full well NYU Hospital did not exist in the first century. Come on, man. Homer, Herodotus, Sophocles, Plato, Aristotle. Show me the medical records for them, will you? Historical knowledge is not based on medical records, man. It's based on the trustworthiness of eyewitness testimony. And the eyewitnesses is that Herodotus and Aristotle and Cicero and Virgil really lived. They're not just figments of people's fertile imagination. And the historical evidence is that Jesus really lived, really died, and really rose from the dead. And eyewitnesses saw him risen from the dead. And they wrote what they saw. That's historical knowledge.
Historical knowledge. Historical. historical, written down, written in books, notated by an individual who saw something, who witnessed something. Many individuals at that. There are many historical books written about Jesus, his life, him living on earth, him doing miracles, him dying, actually getting crucified, and rising, and being resurrected. This is not no joke. And these books are separate from the Bible, separate from Christian belief books. So people can't say that this stuff is not real or not true. It doesn't make any sense. And then you go and say things like, okay, show me medical proof. Show me medical records. Like, what? How does that even make sense? You know? But hey, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. God loves you. I love you. Love yourself. Love your people. Don't take life for granted. And I'll see you next time. I'm gone.